a guide or a communicator, but most times it's actually you see them in your mind's eye, like you would if you remember a friend, or if you visualize something in your mind, it comes into your mind's eye. So we'll all sit quietly and let's have a go. If anybody wants to let me know afterwards what they've seen or they want any advice. All right. Okay. Right. I'm sorry. We'll have to just repeat some of that because apparently the YouTube left us for a little while. So we're going to do a meditation this morning on meeting our guides, because I know a lot of you have been asking that you'd like to meet your guides. For those of you that are mediums and healers and know who some of your guides are, be open-minded. Don't expect to see somebody. Just be open-minded, because you might have a new guide turn up. It might be quite a surprise for you. So be open-minded for those of you. We're going to use our six senses, our sight, hearing, taste, smell, as we go through the meditation. Every medium and healer works in a different way. I'm very lucky. I use all my senses. Not always, not for every reading. Sometimes I might, smell something. I might get a taste of something in my mouth. Sometimes I hear, sometimes I see, but I'm very lucky in that respect. Lots of absolutely fabulous mediums only hear, they don't actually see the recipient. Some of them only see and don't hear. So it's what you actually see in your mind's eye. You might hear somebody call your name sometimes, and actually physically hear it, or you might physically see a glimpse of something out the corner of your eye. But 9 times out of 10, when people are doing readings, it's in your mind's eye. So you hear those words, or you see that person in your head rather than actually physically see them. I always say I wish I could draw, because I see people so clearly. If I could actually put that down on paper, it'd be wonderful and it would give really good evidence. But unfortunately, I have tried, but I can't get the likeness anywhere near what I see. So it's a bit disappointing. So that's something perhaps that I need to practice on. So be open-minded this morning. If you want to afterwards, we can have a chat and we can go through anything you've seen, or if you want any advice, that would be great. So let's all just get nice and comfortable. Find a nice chair to sit upright. I always say sit upright for your meditations, because I think if you lay down, you tend to fall asleep. Not that it matters, because you do get nice and relaxed. But if you're sitting upright, you tend to get in a nice space, but you don't actually doze off.
Hi, everybody. Sadly, there seems to be an internet issue with Leslie. So we're trying to get back to her as quickly as I possibly can. In the meantime, I think what I do is just tell you what's coming up while we're waiting for Leslie. On the Saturday, the 11th of June, we have a Mind, Body and Spirit Fair. That's from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and we have many different stalls, spiritual healers, spiritual readers like Polly, Sam, Matt and Kirsty, Bill Hughes, and other people as well. So hopefully this is I can hear my phone ringing, so hopefully that's Leslie. Hi Leslie, are you there? Bless her heart. I think she's having issues there. Obviously not meant to be today, I think. I'm not quite sure. So wait for Leslie to come on, everyone. Oh, there she is. Hi, Leslie. You're back. You're here. No, I don't know.
I just came too close.
Maybe. But I was just filling in, just telling people that what was on with the Mind, Body and Spirit
Oh,
show
lovely.
in July. So I'll quickly just do the other adverts and then you can go
Yep.
all through your meditation, get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Get it out the
get it
way.
out the way, yeah. And
Don't
then
you mean enjoy it?
absolutely. And then tomorrow night, sorry, not tomorrow night, tonight, not tomorrow night, tonight, we have the lovely Jane Malton, who's back on our channel after a little break. So she'll be here tonight from 8 o'clock to answer your questions. Now, that could be to do with love life, that can do with other things that's going on within your life, but obviously not health or financial stuff like that. So that's the corrected one now today from 8 p.m. We also have this Sunday. Now, this is going to be very controversial. I know it is, and I'm looking forward to it. Are mediums, readers, frauds? A live and interactive discussion this Sunday, the 3rd of April from 7:30 p.m. And that's discussing are mediums frauds? Are readers frauds? But I'm not going to go into it because you'll find out on Sunday to get your viewpoint on things. Anyway, I'm going to pass you back to Leslie.
Good
And
morning, everybody. I'm sorry about that. Really don't know what happened. I just disappeared. So maybe my guide came too close and interfered with it. I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure they can interfere with electrical stuff because if they come through on Frank's boxes and things like that and can turn TVs on and off, then I'm sure, maybe it does make a difference. So let's hope we get a nice meditation without any more interruptions. So once again, I will say let's get nice and comfy and close our eyes. And we're just going to let every thought just go out of our mind and concentrate on our breathing as we breathe in and out, in and out. Just relax your body. Let your body feel heavy. Let your legs feel heavy and your arms feel heavy. Give your neck and your shoulders a shrug. Get rid of all that tension out of your body. Just sit and relax and let any thoughts that drift into your mind just drift away. Any things you've got to do later or any shopping lists you've got going on in your mind, just let them drift away. I'm going to sit knowing we're protected, knowing we're comfortable. And we're going to visualize a beautiful white light coming up through our feet, going up past our ankles and our shins, past our knees into our thighs, carrying on going up into your torso. Watch that white light fill your body as it goes down your arms, into your hands, up through your neck into your head area. You may feel a bit tingly, you may feel warm or cold. Whatever you're feeling, just go along with it. Feel that white light going deep, deep into your heart area. Know that you're loved, that you're important, that you mean something, that your life is worthy. You deserve love. You deserve peace and comfort. Just sit in that beautiful white light. And today we're going to try and connect with our guides. Of course, this is an experiment. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But just know that you're safe and you're protected. And your guides won't come into your actual aura or your body. They will just be around you, letting you know they're there. And I want you to visualize that bright white light going out through the top of your head. Watch as it goes out further and further and further until it goes out into eternity. Feel that connection as you feel you're connected to the spirit world. Just watch that white light as it goes up into eternity, into the sky, into the heavens. Feel the love in your heart and send your love up through that beautiful white light. And as we do that, we're going to ask for one of our spirit guides to connect with us. That white is protective and it's surrounding your body. Know that you're safe. Notice how safe and protected you feel. How much love you feel around you. And I want you to just sit for a moment and focus on your body. How does your body feel? Have you got any sensations around you? Do you feel different? Maybe you feel a bit lighter or heavier. You may feel a tickle around your head or face. Our guides are not going to overshadow us, but just be around us, making that connection to us, talking to us. And as we sit on our chairs, we're fully grounded and you can feel your feet firmly on the floor, but you know you've got that connection to those in the spirit world. Concentrate on your body and how it feels. Do you feel any sensations? Can you feel anything around you? Everyone connects to their spirit guides in a different way. You may feel hot or cold, you may feel tingly or have a tickle somewhere. You may just feel a certain sensation in a part of your body. Just sit and be aware of how you're feeling. You may even feel a hand on your shoulder, or maybe a ringing or buzzing in your ears. What can you see in your mind's eye? Feel that connection with your guide. You're unique, and for each and every one of you, it will feel different. But you will feel the sense of unconditional love and peace around you. Notice how calm you feel, how you feel so peaceful and relaxed. If you feel you can't feel anything or nothing feels different, don't worry. Just relax and enjoy the meditation. Everyone is different. Everybody moves at their own pace. Nothing is right or wrong. And as I tell my circles, everything is just meant for you and you alone when you meditate. Just be aware that you may have that feeling around you that you're meeting a long lost friend. Feel that connection. Can you feel somebody touching you? What thoughts are being put into your mind? You may sense someone standing with you, or you may hear them. Every guide has a different way of connecting. Just relax and enjoy those feelings. Everyone will be feeling and seeing something different. Even if you can only see a colour in your mind, that's great. Or you feel extra relaxed. That's brilliant. Know that your guide is with you and around you. Enjoy that feeling of connection with them. You will all be having the most wonderful feelings. Your body may be tingling. First of all, we're going to work and we're going to ask your guide to give you a colour. What's the first colour that comes into your mind? I want you to concentrate on that colour and surround your body in that colour. It feels so warm and cosy, just like a blanket hugging your body. Feel as that colour surrounds your entire body. This is the colour you need at the moment. You may even feel that colour as the energy goes into your body. You may feel it going to a certain part of your body. Just sit and relax and soak that colour up. You may even find that you're drawn to that colour, or you have been drawn to it. But this time with clothes, food, decoration in your house, enjoy the love that surrounds you. Feel that colour penetrate your body. All the healing it's giving you. All the goodness you're getting from it. I want you to remember that colour. Now I'm going to ask your guide to give you a scent or a smell around you. Are you aware of anything? Just sit and relax. If you can smell anything, what does it mean to you? It may be a nice smell, it may be something that's not quite so pleasant. Perhaps you could smell cigarettes or cigars. Or you could smell the perfume of somebody you love. Or your guide may be sending you an aroma so that you know when they're around you. Just sit and relax and concentrate on your sense of smell. If you can't smell anything, it doesn't matter. Maybe your guide won't be working with you in this way. This is just an experiment today to see what is right for you at this time. Now I'm going to ask your guide to give you a word. What's the first word that comes into your mind? Does that word have a special meaning to you? Remember it. Did you hear that word? Or did you just feel it or see it in your mind's eye? As you sit and relax, I want you to see what you can see in your mind's eye. The first picture that comes into your mind. Concentrate on it. What is it? What can you see? You may be quite surprised. It could be something very, very random. I always feel with mediumship, the most random evidence you get is the best evidence. Can you see it as a still photograph, or do you see it as a picture that looks like a moving picture, like a video? Take note of what you're looking at. It's important. It should mean something to you. It may give you comfort. You may feel a memory from somebody you love in spirit. It may be something a guide will give you. Now I'm going to ask your guide to give you a taste in your mouth. What can you taste? Is it sweet? Or is it sharp? Is it a nice taste? Or something you're not keen on? Spend a minute concentrating on that taste in your mouth. How does your mouth feel? Does it feel dry? Or can you feel more saliva in your mouth? Maybe you can taste toffees. As a loved one loved toffees. Maybe they're giving you the taste of Brussels sprouts because you hate Brussels sprouts. Just concentrate on that taste. And I want you to remember it. It's important that we remember all these things. So as you're sitting and relaxing, I want you to concentrate on your hearing, not the noises from outside, but the sounds in your ears, in your mind. Are you aware of anything being said to you? You may have a sentence come into your mind. You may be given just a word. You may hear buzzing or ringing in your ears. Sometimes that happens before you become clairaudient. Did you hear a funny noise in your ear? Concentrate. Just let yourself relax. Do you hear anything? How do you feel as you're connecting to your guide? What are your emotions like? Do you feel happy? Do you feel emotional? Do you feel loved? Maybe you're unsure of how you're feeling. Maybe you feel so emotional that you feel tears running down your face. Just let them drop. Maybe it's like meeting a long-lost friend. Know that your guide is with you, whether you can hear them, see them, feel a taste or a smell around you. Know they're there. You can sense they're there. Just think about how your body's feeling at the moment. Your guide is so close to you. They're not overshadowing you, but they are around you. You may feel them standing behind you. You may just feel their presence. You may feel them standing in front of you. Just be aware that they're there. I'm going to ask your guide to gently touch you. Be aware of any sensations you feel. It doesn't matter whether you feel anything or not. Trust me, they are with you, and they are close to you. Just enjoy that feeling. I'm going to ask your guide to show themselves to you in your mind's eye. What can you see? You may be surprised. Can you see your guide? If you can't, it doesn't matter. They may just give you a symbol. And this will be a symbol that will show that they're around you. Just be aware of anything you're given. It's all important. May not be the time that you're ready to meet your guides yet, but know they're always with you. Know they're around you, guiding you and protecting you. What can you see? I'm going to ask them to give you a name. What name comes into your mind? Is it a random name? Is it something you expected? Always think of the first thing that comes into your mind. It's not your imagination. It's you connecting in this wonderful meditative state. You may see your guide in a familiar shape. It may not be that that's the form they take in the spirit world, but the form they want to show themselves to you as. The form that you would understand. The name they give you may not be their name in the spirit world, but it will be the name they use to connect with you, a name that you will understand. Just enjoy being with them. Feel them close to you. You may feel as though they're hugging you. Enjoy that connection. I want you to ask your guide a question. This could be something to do with your development, something you're having a problem with in your life now. Just ask them one question. Now you may get an answer straight away as you sit relaxing. If you do, that's wonderful. If not, the answer to your question may come during your everyday life through a sign or instinct. Just be patient while you wait for the answer. Sometimes the answer will come when you least expect it. Know that your question's been heard, and you will get the answer when it's the right time. But be prepared that it may not be the answer you're expecting. And your answer may be given to you in a different way. As I say, in a sign, or just through your instinct. You may just know what direction you're meant to be going in and what's important in your life. And just spend a few more minutes connecting to our guide, being at one with our guide. Just listen. Concentrate on what you see. How do you feel? It's all important. Don't expect too much. Sometimes connecting with your guide can take years. It's not an instant thing. But be assured that they are with you and they are around you, looking after you and protecting you. Whether you recognize them, whether you know their name, you know what they look like, they're there. Trust me on that. Today, we've used all our 6 senses as we connect with our guide. I want you to thank your guide for coming close to you. Thank them for their help and their insight. We have connected today with our guides through touch, sight, sound, taste and smell, and of course our 6th sense, intuition. Every medium, healer and spiritual worker connects differently to their guides during using their senses. I want you to remember the colour you were given, any physical feelings you had, any smells you were given, any tastes you had in your mouth. Remember anything you saw or heard. There's no right or wrong way to connect to your guides. But today we've just experimented with our senses. All the colours, tastes, feelings you've had during this meditation will mean something to you. Whether it's how you will know when your guide is around you, or things that will help you with your life at the moment. This was one way of connecting with our guides this morning. And maybe we can do a meditation another day using a different way of connecting. So now as our guardian angel and our guide leaves our side, our journey has come to an end. The meditation is coming to a close. I want you to feel your feet firmly on the ground, your bottom firmly on your chair. You feel heavy, you feel relaxed, but you feel energized and uplifted, ready to face whatever comes your way, knowing that help will be given where it can. Give your feet a little wiggle on the floor, tap them on the floor. Give your bottom a wiggle on the chair. Give your hands, wiggle your fingers, move your arms. Know that you're back in your room, safe and sound. That white light is now disconnected from the spirit world. As you sit in your room, when you're ready, I want you to open your eyes down. We don't want to be connected to the spirit world 24/7. We only want to work when we're ready. We don't want to pick up any thoughts or feelings or problems from anybody else. So just follow these few instructions with me. Close your eyes. I want you to visualize a beautiful purple light in the middle of your forehead, where your third eye is, and I want you to turn that light off. I want you to go down to your throat area and visualize a blue light and turn that blue light off. Go down to your heart area where you'll see a green light. And turn that green light off. Go down to your solar plexus where you get your gut feelings above your tummy button. There's a beautiful yellow light. I want you to turn that light off. Go down to your sacral chakra where there's an orange light just below your tummy button. Turn that light off. And finally we go down to our base chakra at the bottom of our spine where we see a red light bulb. We're going to turn that red light bulb off. We're just going to go back and double check that the purple light in the middle of our forehead is off. The blue light in our throat area is off. That the green light in our heart area is off. That the yellow light in our solar plexus, our tummy area, is turned off. That the orange light below our tummy button in our sacral area is off. And that the red light at the base of our spine is off. That we're completely closed down now. So visualize the roots of a tree going down from your hands and your feet, deep, deep down into the earth. Put a cloak of protection around your shoulders, over your head and under your feet. And finally, put that beautiful white light of protection around you, knowing that you're closed down, you've disconnected from the spirit world, you're energized, you're uplifted, and you're ready to carry on with your day. And when you're ready, open your eyes again. I hope everybody enjoyed that meditation. It's quite a high one. If you didn't see or feel anything, don't worry. You can always do this meditation again. It will be on SPTV's channel, so you can always go back and have another try if you feel like it. Write down what you were given. If those of you felt something, write down what you were given. Some of you may only have seen things. Some of you may only have heard things or sensed things. This might be how you're meant to work or how you connect to your guide. I know Grace is saying she felt cold. Yes, when spirit come around you, it does make the area feel cold, quite often from the feet upwards. So if you're doing any physical mediumship, you'll quite often feel that the area turns cold, or if spirit's around you, you may feel a cold area. Hopefully you feel a bit warmer now, Gracie, now that you've closed down and feel settled. Does everybody feel comfortable? Is anybody still feel a bit spaced out? If so, let me know. Hope everybody's feeling comfortable and grounded. If anybody's got any questions they want to ask me or anything they want to share, we've still got a little bit of time left. Terry said she had to stop halfway through, felt like you were floating and was really hot. You got the word safe and saw something, but it wouldn't focus. Yeah, it can feel a little bit scary, Terry, can't it? Because you feel as though you're losing control. Maybe if you do the meditation the next time, tie a rope, visualize a rope being tied around your foot and onto the bottom of your chair. That way you'll know you're secure, and that if you float upwards, you're not going to go too far. And that you know that you could just give a little tug on that rope, and you know you'll be able to come back whenever you want to. I'm sure they gave you the word safe to, let you know that even though you are floating, you feel safe. It can be quite a strange feeling, and it can be quite scary at first when you first connect. But I'm so glad that you did feel something. You said you saw something, but it wouldn't focus. But that's great because you knew something was happening. It takes a long time. I don't know, Terry, whether you said that's what it was. Feeling like I wasn't in control freaked me out. Yeah, it can be scary, but don't be scared because you know you're safe. Okay, you're always in control. And when you do a meditation with me or that you follow with somebody else, always close yourself down at the end. You know how to do it now. I've shown you how to do it. Always close yourself down. Know that Spirit will never ever do anything to harm you. It's just us as human beings that gives us the wind up a little bit sometimes. But tie that rope, visualize that rope on your foot and attach it to your chair if you sit and do it again. And then you'll know you're safe and you're not going to float away. Don't know if anybody else has got any comments. Definitely a first for me. I'll do it again and try and get through it. Yeah, don't push yourself though. Only do it at your own speed and how you feel comfortable, because you don't want to push yourself. And you'll probably find each time you do it, you'll get a little bit further and further. Like I say, the meditation will always be on SPTV. Yeah, Gracie says it's gone back to normal. Brilliant. So now you know that if you get that feeling of coldness around you, Gracie, that your spirit guide or a spirit is around you. Don't be frightened. We can always talk to our guides, always say, hello, who are you? It's lovely you're with me. If it's in a place or you feel a bit scared, just say, I'm not ready at the moment. Can you just stand back? Never get angry. Never get angry or forceful with your guides or somebody that comes close. Always ask in a nice way, like you would, you wouldn't start shouting or getting cross with somebody, one of your friends. You just ask them to stand back and that you're not quite ready at the moment. Julie said she saw lots of colours and objects. That's lovely, Julie. Make a note of them. I always say keep a book of your meditations and what you see. Write the colours down, write the objects you see, because they do mean things. We are given symbols sometimes during meditation. And sometimes if we concentrate on that symbol, we realise, that's the way perhaps that we're meant to work. Lots of mediums work with symbols and are given symbols, and they understand the spirit symbols. Julie said she's got lots of spirits around me. Fantastic. That's wonderful. Well, I hope they step back, because you don't want them around you all the time. I always say to my groups, my healing groups and my circle groups, we're in control of when we work. Okay, that's why it's important that we close down, because we don't want to be shopping and get a message from the lady on the counter. We want to be in control of when we want to work. Okay, the spirits aren't in control of you, it's the other way round. So when you're ready to work, you sit down quietly and say, I'm ready to work now. Show me something, give me a word. Joanne said that was fantastic. Glad you enjoyed it. You had turquoise. Your guide said he'd be working differently with you. Fantastic. Saw an ascended masters. Hilarion. Felt hot. The question I asked, the answer was given straight away. That's amazing. Quite often it takes a while for us to be given an answer. And then I usually find that spirit connect when you least expect it. They come around you when you least expect it sometimes. When you're sitting there and you're concentrating, sometimes say, give me this, give me that. You don't often get it. But if you're just sitting and you're relaxing and suddenly something comes into your mind, make a note of it. If you suddenly see a symbol or you see an object or you keep getting a word that's in your mind. I did a meditation the other week and I was given St. Agnes, and I kept getting St. Agnes, and it kept cropping up in pictures and in films that were coming up. Now when that happens, you'll be given that for a reason. Sandra said she's having trouble meditating lately. Maybe you've got a lot on your plate at the moment, Sandra. Sometimes our mind is so going round and round in circles that we do find it hard to slow our thoughts down. But don't give up, and try, if you can, try and sit every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, to calm your mind. I'm not being funny, even if it's when you're sitting on the loo, because sometimes it's not disrespectful to spirit. It might be the only time you ever get a bit of peace and quiet away from your kids or from what's going on around you or from a busy job. Just try and have that 5 minutes where you relax and just relax your body and just be. And when you're in that sort of frame of mind, you will be given things. Don't force it, just let it happen. What comes into your mind? What are you seeing? Is there a word that keeps coming up? Is there a song that keeps coming into your mind? What are the lyrics of that song? Why you keep being given that song? You know, when you get a song out of the blue and it keeps in your mind, you think, oh, I wish that would go away. Maybe have a look at the lyrics and the words of that song, because they might mean something to you and it might be important. There's so many ways Spirit work with us to give us messages, and it's just a matter of practice. And as I say, every medium works differently. And what's right for one person is hard for somebody else. You know, nothing is right and wrong. We have to learn. And this is why we sit in circle for so long. And good, dependable mediums. And like I know Richard was saying about, you know, are some mediums frauds? You know, well, let's wait and see what Sunday brings up. I've got my own views on that. We give what we're given, and it takes a long, long time to become a medium. You know, it isn't overnight. You don't sit for 6 weeks in circle and then suddenly become a medium. You know, it takes a lot of practice, and we never ever stop learning. I've been doing this now for about 25 years, and I never stop learning, and I still see things that are different. And you know, the day you say I know everything is the day Spirit will probably take that gift away from you. And any medium, true medium, who works for truth and love and light will tell you the same thing. Julie said you saw 2 orbs, one white with colours and a golden orb around me. Brilliant. Maybe you had 2 guides around you. That sounds fantastic. Maybe in time those orbs will turn into something that you'll see. But it's lovely that you saw them around you. I've got some fantastic pictures with orbs in. A lot of people poo-poo orbs and say they're dust, or which they can be. They say, you know, they could see it can be flies. Yeah, it can. But I've got some fantastic pictures of orbs, and you can actually see faces in them. And for me, I feel a true orb always looks like, I don't know whether any of you have seen when they do, they inject a sperm into an egg. So when you see an egg of somebody, of a lady, and they do in vitro, what does it call it? When they in vitro fertilization, I'm forgetting the actual words. I always think a true orb looks like, that's it. Thanks, Richard. Looks like a egg. So maybe it's the beginning and the end of life looks the same. Just perhaps my view on it. Maybe something to look into. I mean, I'm sure Richard's seen lots of orbs on his travels. Some that are true orbs. I mean, we've seen some wonderful orbs on Psychic TV, Spiritual Psychics TV. You know, where Richard goes live somewhere and they shoot across the room, and you could tell the difference between an orb and just a fly. So it takes practice. Joanne said she found herself in the hallway of a house you didn't recognise. Maybe there's a bit of a past life coming up there, Joanne. Yeah, or Richard is saying future. Yeah, who knows? Don't poo-poo anything. You know, if you can draw a picture of it, draw a picture of that hallway. Okay, Richard said, was there a door, Joanne? In that hallway, did you see a doorway? Because sometimes that could be new beginnings if you walk through that door. Everything has different meanings, and it's you know, don't poo-poo anything. I don't know whether anybody else has got any more comments, or whether we've actually done all the comments. Like I say, you can always do this again. Don't be disappointed if you didn't see anything. Christine says she gets songs. I know a medium that gets wonderful songs, and does what she calls musical mediumship, and she okay, and she does wonderful songs. I don't know whether it's the same person I'm thinking of. You may be thinking of different people. And Joanne says she saw a door with a glass in it. What was the glass like, Joanne? Was it a shape, or could you see through the glass? You know, maybe go back next time and stand in front of that door. And if you feel the inclination, perhaps you can look through the glass and see what's on the other side. Or maybe even open that door. Know that you're safe. And whatever you do, you know, before you sit down, you just ask your guides and say, you know, keep me safe, keep me protected. Know you're safe. Know, you know, tell the spirit word. I only work with love and light. I always do that. I work with love and light. Nothing negative can come near me because my light and my power is so much stronger than any negativity that could be thrown at me. And I'm certain of that. And I know in the past, things have happened to me. Sometimes, a couple of times when I was healing, I felt something that wasn't quite nice with somebody. And I just say to them, you know, you can't hurt me. You know, I don't care, you know, what you're doing. I only work with love and light. So nothing's going to come near me. Nothing's going to, you know, can hurt me at all. And it's a good way of working. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what your door was like, Joanne, and maybe take a step through. Sandra said she feels her guides encouraging me to do things, putting in my head over and over. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And when we don't listen, and I don't always listen, and you know, I'm sure there's mediums around, you know, they keep on and on putting something in your head, and we don't always listen, and it must be so aggravating. I know if I was in the spirit world and I was coming back to somebody and I was saying to them, look, and I'm giving them this information and, you know, trying to help them, and I'm not, you know, the person's not really listening, it must be very frustrating. So if you're getting those feelings in your head, listen to them. Maybe take what they're giving you on board. Take that step forward. Sometimes it can be scary because it might be something that we've, you know, not experienced before, and it might be something, you know, that we're not say perhaps afraid of, but just a little bit nervous about doing. But we're never given things by chance. You know, if you're given a piece of music, as Sandra said, if she's been encouraged to do things, it's never by chance, it's never your imagination. Just remember that, you know. It's always easy to say, oh yeah, well, you know, I've imagined that, or I thought of that name, or yeah, you know, I've put that in my own mind. You don't. Why would you? You know, why would you suddenly put a symbol in your mind or a word in your mind? Joanne says, there's a stairway to the right of me. Okay, so you've got the choice, Joanne. Do you go through the door or do you go up the stairway? Choice is yours. Yeah. Yep. So Richard's saying, if you've got a hallway and you've got the doorway straight in front of you, you know, Richard's saying, you know, with the hallway, is that your life's pathway, or do you want to veer to the right and go up the stairs? Choice is yours. Spirit always try to guide us, and they do try and guide us in the right directions, but at the end of the day, it's our choice whether we want to follow it. And okay, maybe we might go the wrong way and take the wrong pathway, but perhaps there's a lesson that we need to learn through that. You know, things don't happen to us namby-pamby, you know, and I think if you had an easy life, I always feel the people who sail through life don't really learn a lot. And if you speak to mediums or you speak to people who are healing or are training to be healers, they always seem to have had a tough time and have had things that they've had to overcome. And I think that makes us become better people. I know I've had lots of horrible things happen to me in my life, lots of things I've had to overcome that I'd rather have not have happened. But I wouldn't be the person I am now sitting here if that hadn't happened to me. And there's always a way of learning, and that's how we move forward, don't we? By learning through our mistakes. So, yeah, never give up. Never ever give up. And whatever happens, we can always get through it. We can always get through it and come out the other side. Doesn't matter how tough things are. You know, share. if you're going through a tough time, share it. You know, I'm on Messenger. Message me. You know, I'm a minister. Share things with me if you want to. I don't mind you messaging me. Um, Tina said she saw a lot of orbs around your poorly dad. Oh, that's lovely. So I'm sure that means, yeah, lots of healing. Richard said, is it exactly the same time as me? Loads of healing. See, the same is, and I feel really sorry for Richard because, you know, like he says, he's not a medium. He doesn't know what he's talking about, you know, and all of us mediums and healers sit here going, yeah, okay, Richard. So, yeah, straight away, loads, he's laughing, loads of orbs around your dad. So much healing being sent to dad. You know, that's fantastic. Whether dad believes in this or not, it doesn't matter. My dad, I started sitting just before my dad died and becoming a healer. And my dad used to think that I sat like Margaret Rutherford round a circle, you know, saying, is anybody there? And he didn't really understand. And he would always say, oh, yeah, he was always proud of what I did. But he never really understood. But just before he died, we used to talk about the spirit world, and he actually changed, and he got a bit of a face, and he had a lovely passing, and he's always coming back to me now from spirit. So it's never too late for anybody, and whether you know it or not, or you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. We give healing, don't we, to animals, to babies. They don't understand. They don't need to believe that healing's going to work. You know, just be open-minded. That's all I say to people. It always helps. Whatever it gives you, it always helps. Claire said she saw blue and orange and ended up near a waterfall, then floated on a cloud, and I got the word illuminate. Wonderful. For me, that's new things coming in. New things coming into your, you know, into your horizon. Floating on a cloud to me is lovely. Sometimes it can be a connection to the spirit world. Sometimes it can just give you peace. And with waterfalls, you know, if you go near a waterfall, I don't mean a real one, but in a meditation, go and stand under it. I suppose you could under a real one as long as you were safe. Go and stand under it. Let that water take any negativity away from you. If you're standing under your shower in the morning, just shut your eyes and feel all that negativity, all that darkness just drift away. Let it go down the plug hole. It can go away to the ether. It's not going to hurt anybody. Wonderful way of cleansing yourself. Sorry, Richard? Right, so Richard's giving you a little bit of a message here, Claire. He's saying the blue was, what did you say? Sorry, Richard. The blue and the orange combined mean you should move forward. You shouldn't be, go out and play and enjoy life, and don't be stuck in a situation that you're not happy with. Okay? Um, the word illuminate to me is wonderful. Visualize yourself standing in that illumination. Fantastic. Exactly. New beginnings. Yeah. Yeah. Well done, Richard. Shame you don't know what you're talking about. We'll make him admit it one day, won't we? One day we'll make him admit he knows what he's talking about. Are there any more comments, Richard, or have we come to the end? You're very welcome. And Tina says that's amazing to know he's being healed. Richard, you doubt yourself. You're more spiritual than you think. Of course he is. Oh, he says he doesn't doubt himself, but he says he's not a medium. Don't you, Richard? Yes. Okay. We believe you. So he just works on his intuition. There we are, which is great. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. So Jackie said she saw red and saw her mum. Colours, I always think, mean different things to different people. For me, the red with your mum would mean, for me, that your mum is grounding you giving you a feeling of safety. So I don't know whether you felt a little bit, I don't mean unsafe, but you just wanted that little bit of protection around you at the moment. I feel that's what the red means with you, with your mum at the moment, Jackie. She's there looking after you. And passion, yeah. Sometimes red can mean anger, but I don't feel in this circumstance with you and your mum, that's, for me, my intuition, my feeling is that red is giving you that protection and that grounding and that feeling of comfort and safety. So I hope that helps with that, Jackie. Don't know if there's any more, Richard, or we come to the end. I can't see any of the comments. You see, Richard puts them up for me. Otherwise, I'd be going up and down. Jacqueline said she saw green and feels so relaxed. Wonderful. For me, green is can be for healing as well. Green and blue for me are both healing colours. Maybe new beginnings and growth, health, harmony. Richard's saying, going out. So I imagine you, if you go outside, you like being outside with trees, water. Being outside would be very good for you, Jacqueline, and help you to relax. Perhaps just sit quietly with your eyes shut near a river, or if you can be outside, even in your garden, would be fantastic. So I hope that helps for you. I've got a postman that's dinging at my door, but he's going to have to ding, I'm afraid. So hopefully he'll leave my parcels. If he won't, no. Can I? Okay, well, it won't be a minute. Hold on.
Spiritual Psychics TV. Online. Spiritual Psychics TV isn't just an online broadcasting service. We also offer many features via our website. SPTV offers a unique directory that uses geolocation to find your nearest reader or venue, just by using your postcode. The Academy section allows anyone to upload and create their own spiritual courses within minutes. For those who like to read, then our online magazine area will offer just that. The SPTV shop enables anyone to start their online shop, be it to sell used or new items. You can also find our schedule and information about our shows.
Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.
I saw you had a few adverts. Just had to run and get a parcel from my postman. So I hope everybody enjoyed their meditation this morning. If you did, let us know. I can always, I get my meditations from Spirit. I've had to go over a few I've done before, because at the moment, some of you will know that I've had a shoulder replacement long, and Spirit always give me my meditations and I write them down so that I don't forget, because I know that I would leave an important bit out or I'd forget it. So if there's anything, somewhere you'd like to go in a meditation or something you'd be interested, let us know, and I can ask Spirit and see what I'm given and see what happens. And I've got another couple of ways we can meet our guides at another time through meditation. Okay, Richard's got an idea. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. I would say with that, as long as somebody's there with them, because I wouldn't want somebody drifting off. Sorry, I'm talking to Richard. I bet everybody wonders what I'm talking about. Richard was just saying about doing a VIP show where we could make people go into maybe sort of like a deeper meditation. I think I'll think about that one, only for the fact that I prefer to do something, if it's deeper, when I'm with people. Rather, I wouldn't want somebody sort of going into a deep meditation and not being able to come back, and I'm not being able to get them. But I'll think about it, and maybe we can do that if there's somebody else in the room with you, so that if by chance you were to go a lot deeper, I'm 100% sure, 99.9% sure you'd be able to come back with me, and that'd be fine. But I'm I know some people, I know when I used to give healing to, the quite a few people I've given healing to, they just go into such a deep space. I could go off, go and do something for half an hour, come back and they'd still be there. Yeah. And sometimes that could be yeah, sometimes that could be quite scary for training healers. In fact, I used to be horrible. I used to bring, I quite often used to bring this person in when they were training, just to see what they did and to see how they brought them out of this deep meditation. Because some people do go very, very deep, and it can, it can be, yeah, it can be scary, and I wouldn't want to go anybody to start going deep and then start talking, for instance, because we don't want to start doing. I would never do trance online. I do trance myself, but I would never teach trance online. But that's my personal opinion, because you need, as a teacher and doing anything physical mediumship like that, you need to be there and to be in control. It's not something that I would agree to do online at all. And I'd be very, very wary to do something like that online, because you need that teacher to be there with you. But that's just going off at a tangent. Yeah. You do, trance is a wonderful thing, but you have to be in control. And even for somebody who's experienced in trance, most people you see when they go into trance will always have somebody with them, somebody sitting perhaps next to them or close to them that's watching over them, just making sure that the room is quiet, nothing will make them jump, and things like that. There was a few times Debbie said she nearly went off. Yeah, it's fine if you go off to sleep. There's a difference between just dropping off and being in a deep peace than if you are asking spirit to come close to you, because when you go into trance, spirit will say taking over your body is a right word, but they will mix with your energy. So for a good trance medium, you will become, there are different variations of trance, but you will become that person that's speaking. So you will feel different, and you might be able to see that person changing as they do trance. Their mannerisms will be different, their face might change, and that sort of thing. So it's not something you would ever dabble with, the same as Ouija boards and things like that. You would never dabble with a Ouija board unless you're with a qualified medium who knows what they're doing, and who's in control. So you just have to be careful. Nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be scared of. Debbie says she sees shadows and occasionally gets a picture in colour. That's lovely. If you see shadows, maybe ask who they are. If you want to know who they are, ask who they are and see what comes into your mind. Or if you're not comfortable with it, then you say, can you step back, please? I'm not comfortable with you being around me. Yeah. Lots of colours, someone holding your hand. Yeah. You can physically feel things. And it's lovely. If you might have a guide comes close to you. I've actually done trance where a person's loved one has come through and has spoken to them and has actually held their hand, and they've said it feels as though they're holding their loved one's hand. It feels the same as it used to. So, it is a fantastic thing. Tina says, how about how to learn to connect to spirit? To learn to connect to spirit, I think it's a personal thing and how you want to do it. I'll be honest, I'm very much old school. I'm very much, find a circle to sit in and things like that. Because, you've got to be sensible about it and go, if you're going to go to somebody that's recommended. And I would also say to you, don't go to somebody that charges a fortune. because they might not be doing it for the right reasons. I know with myself, I went to my local spiritualist church, you know, and I found somewhere that I could sit in circle. I know it's not easy to get a circle to sit in, that I could go every week and sit in circle. It's all about dedicating yourself to it. This is why, you know, with healing, my groups take 2 years to learn to train to become healers. And people say, oh, that's such a long time. It is a long time, but when you come out of that, you're dedicated. The people that come to the end of that course are dedicated. They are true healers. You know, they aren't somebody that has been on a weekend course and then is going to charge £20 to give somebody healing, and they don't really even know what they're doing. And for me, that's dangerous. You know, people, to become a medium and a healer, you can ruin somebody's life. If you say the wrong thing to them, or you do the wrong thing, you can ruin somebody's life. You know, it's such a responsible thing. So you have to be taught properly. You have to go somewhere and be trained by somebody that knows what they're talking about. And this is why I get very cross, you know, when people say they did a 6-hour course and now they've been told they're a healer. You know, it takes such a long time. You have to learn how to speak to people, to learn their body language, how to connect to spirit. You can't learn, for me, and this is my personal opinion, you cannot learn to connect to spirit as a healer. You can connect to spirit, but you can't learn that touch. You know, when you're a healer, you need to be able to feel that energy. I thought your hands were together, but they weren't. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You have to learn to feel that energy and to be able to interpret that energy. Sandra says she's been told you have a little girl in spirit around me. She has blonde hair and ringlets. Oh, wonderful. Well, maybe she will show herself to you more, Sandra, you know. And, you know, I always say write things down. When I first started training, I always used to write everything in a book. I've still got it now, sort of 25 years later. And it's nice to look in it. And maybe a guide that I was given back then I've seen since then. Ask questions, ask spirit, you know, sit quietly and ask them to show you something. Joanne said, love my healing course. It's a passion of mine. It's a 2-year course. Richard just said, you could come on, was it mediumship you're going to teach, Richard? Mediumship course, £400, and it will last 4 hours. And then after that 4 hours, you will be a wonderful medium. He is, of course, joking, I hope. He's serious. Yeah, I would just say, you know, go somewhere or go somewhere where you feel comfortable. And if somebody's charging a lot of money and saying, you know, this bit costs this bit costs that, it's not. Believe it or not, people think the more they pay, the better the healing will be, the better the mediumship will be. It's not true. It isn't true. And, you know, I've had the most wonderful messages from mediums in spiritualist churches where they work for free, like on Richard's shows. You know, nobody gets paid for what they do. It's all done out of the goodness of their heart. You know, and hopefully some of those mediums, perhaps if you've liked a message that you've had, then you can go on and pay and have a private reading with them. So that's one way of, you know, they get let people know that they are doing readings and things like that. You know what I mean? But we all work for nothing because Richard's so tight. No, not really. We all do it because we love it. We all do it because we love it, and it's our way of giving back. And we are dedicated, and it's our life. You know, it's sorry. Oh yeah, Richard says we're insane. That as well. It does help. Yeah, so always go somewhere, you know, that you feel guided to. And if you go to a group and you don't feel comfortable, then leave. Okay? If you go and sit in a circle and you don't feel comfortable, then come out. You know, because it's not right for you. And that's happened to me before. And as a teacher, I'm always very careful who I invite to sit in my circles. I would never run an open circle, but that's just me personally. I only run closed circles, so I know who sits in my circle, because sometimes you can bring a different energy into a circle and it completely disrupts the circle, and it can make the energies feel different. I know a lot of people don't like that word energy, but it does disrupt things sometimes. Sorry, Richard? Mm. Yeah. Yeah, so Richard is saying, you know, if you're going to go into a circle and they're asking for money, then, you know, usually the first meeting is an introduction, and then if you want to carry on with the course, you know, then that feels fine. But if anytime, you know, you're doing a course and you don't feel comfortable, then speak to your tutor. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, find out what's going on. I mean, you know, for my circle and for my healing group, they pay £5 a lesson, a class, and that goes to the church for the heating, you know, and the lighting, and that sort of thing. Because obviously, you know, I'm using the church and things like that, and it's still got to be paid for. You know, but before I do a healing course, I usually always do a workshop. And people come to the workshop and we go through things, and they have a go at healing, find out what's entailed in the course, and then if they're happy and they want to go ahead, then we go from there. But like I say, everybody's different. Unfortunately, my poor old healers have still got I think they've got about a year to go, because with COVID and everything, we couldn't meet up. The part that we've got to do one-to-one in church. And no, Tina, I've just seen your message. Told twice now when my dad will pass in a reading. Should they be telling me? No, don't take any notice of that. I would say don't take any notice. For me, as a medium, you would never be told when somebody's going to pass. As a healer, you might get an inkling yourself that somebody is going downhill. As a medium, you might get an inkling when somebody might pass, but I would never, ever, as a medium, tell somebody when their dad is going to pass, because how do I know? I don't know. You know, yeah. Like Richard said, you know, you might be told that they've got 6 months to live and they'll be 13 years later. You know, spirit wouldn't tell a medium when somebody's going to pass. They perhaps might, you know, give them the inkling that, you know, they haven't got long, or they're becoming very weak, you know, or their body is becoming to the end of their life. But no, I wouldn't take any notice of that, Tina, if I was you. Because a good medium, or you know, a reputable medium would never tell you anything like that, or no reputable medium I know would ever say anything like that. And that's all I can advise you on that one. And how do we know? You know what I mean? Spirit can be wrong. They're not perfect. You know, I always feel we go when we're meant to go. You know, I don't want to know when I'm going to go. I've got to be honest. You know, when I go, I will go. Debbie said yours was free to sit in a circle. Yeah, great. It depends where you sit, Debbie, as well, you know. Sandra said she's seen my mum sitting on the end of my bed smiling at me. As I got closer, she slowly disappeared. That's lovely, Sandra. I did that with my daughter when I first started healing. I and my daughter had a baby and she wasn't feeling too good. We'd come to the crunch, her stitches weren't too good. So she said, Mum, can you give me healing? So what I did, I laid in bed and I sent healing, and I visualised myself on the end of her bed. Well, obviously I projected myself, because my daughter phoned up 10 minutes later in hysterics saying somebody was sitting on the end of her bed. Well, obviously, you know, I was visualizing myself on the end of the bed, and as I didn't really perhaps know what I was doing, I wasn't in control, as I was only just starting to learn, I'd obviously sent myself to the end of her bed and frightened the life out of her. Once she knew, you know, she'd spoken to me and I said that's what it was, she was fine, and, you know, it had gone. So this is another thing of, you have to learn how to do things properly. And it's very important. You know, you don't dabble with anything. You know, a lot of people think, you know, they could do a couple of workshops and they're mediums or they're healers, and it doesn't work like that. It takes a long time. And if you really want to do something, you know, I only take healers on every 2 years, and people will say to me, you know, oh, I've got to wait 6 months till I can start. And I always say, if it means that much to you and you really want to do it, you'll be willing to wait, you know, or perhaps in the meantime find another group to sit in. Obviously we show our appreciation, but our teacher didn't expect it. She's lovely. Oh, that's so nice. It's lovely. Yeah, it's great. I love teaching. I absolutely love it, and I learn so much from my groups. You know, it's just wonderful. And when you see people come in and they are truly dedicated and they want to learn, and I'm passionate about it, it's fantastic. And you see those people grow, and you see those people connect to spirit. And we can only, as teachers, guide people. We can only show them the different ways of connecting and the different ways, you know, with healing, how you connect to your guides and the things you can do and you can't do. And then people develop their own way. And as long as you stay within the rules and regulations and they develop their own way, it's fantastic. It really, really is. It's a, you know, I love it. To me, it's my favourite thing out of everything is teaching. I get so much from it. It's brilliant. And I've had some wonderful, wonderful people in my groups, and I've got so many people that have come and sat in my groups, and we've become such good friends. And, you know, years and years later, we might not see each other all the time, but there's always that connection there. Yvonne said she heard your loved one saying your name. Fantastic. Yeah, my daughter sometimes hears people calling her name. You know, Joanne said it's amazing how you're guided to the right place for you to grow with your development. Yeah, I very much agree with that, Joanne. I've never really put myself out to go anywhere. Something's always just turned up, and it's just happened. You know, when I wanted to go in circle, the circle just appeared, and through different things in my life, things have happened to me that I've had to give up work for one reason or another, because of being injured, and then something else has happened, so that's given me the opportunity to become a healer. You know, I always said I'd never ever wanted to be a minister. Was adamant I never wanted to be a minister, and then one day all of a sudden I woke up one morning and thought, hang on a minute, you know, I want to go forward, and I want to do that. And lots of you will know Ray, who's the president of our church, nearly fell off his chair when I told him, because I've always been so adamant that it was something I didn't want to do. So we are guided. Things open up for us. You know, I've walked along, I've lost a job, walked along the road, I worked in a pharmacy, gone into a different pharmacy. On the door there's a sign saying, you know, somebody wants, get out, yeah. Somebody wanted. And I've gone in there, you know, I've had a strappy top on. I used to have pink stripes in my hair at the time, not the way you go for an interview. Spoken to the person, and they said, and afterwards, you know, I went to work there. The lady who was there had just been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she said, you were sent to me. And it's amazing how things happen, and we are put there in the right place at the right time. Friends come to us at the right time. You know, we have groups of friends that you think, oh, that's my best friend forever. And then that person will, for whatever reason, disappear out of your life, and somebody else will come in. Yeah, life is amazing. Spirit are amazing, and they never, ever stop. They overwhelm me sometimes, you know, things never, you think, oh my God, there's something else they've done. You know, it's fantastic. And you never stop learning. You never stop learning. And if somebody says to you, oh, you know, I'm this amazing medium and I've got to the top of my abilities, then to me, you never ever stop learning. So I don't know whether, on that note, we will end our morning this morning, unless anybody's got anything else they want to comment on. Like I say, let us know if there's any sort of meditations that we've done before that you'd like to do again. I've got them all in a book, so I've kept them all. I think I've got about 50 altogether so far that we've done on SPTV. Or maybe some new ones, it's somewhere that you'd like to go, perhaps that you've not been before, and we'll see what we can do for you. So have a lovely morning, have a lovely rest of the week, and if I don't see you before on any of the shows, I will see you in a couple of weeks.